Don't do it. Don't you dare. I know you're thinking about it. I know you're entertaining the idea of it. I know you're looking at your watch and or your calendar and you're like, hey, it's that time of year again. It's that time of year to start making my New Year's resolutions. It's a new year. It's time to start changing things. Because that number at the end of the date changes, that means that it's perfectly okay for me to just wipe my slate clean and start fresh. The concept and the sentiment is very nice until you realize that there's 365 days in the year and any one of those days could have been the day that you chose to change. It's funny how people like to group things in tight little packages like that, to just write off an entire year and say, wow, the year 2013 was just terrible for me. It was just a bad year. Maybe next year will be the one. When honestly, I bet if you take a look back and isolate the certain times and memories that you have that were good ones, instead of doing what we so often do and clump together all the terrible things that happened to you all in one pre-recorded little flashback thing, I think you'd realize that every year is relatively the same. There are certain things that are good about it, there's certain things that are bad about it, and choosing to justify changing your lifestyle and everything in it just because it's a new year, it's just a cheap illusion. Honestly, it's about choice. If you choose to surround yourself with miserable people who enable you yourself to be miserable and make poor decisions, then yeah, you're gonna have a terrible year. But that doesn't mean that if things aren't going the way you want in March, April, May, June, any month other than December, then at any time you can choose to change things for the better. It's funny how during the holidays we tend to eat more, drink more, do things that are a little less healthy than we would throughout the entire year. Seems like we celebrate every holiday that way in America. And it seems like around this time of year, the interior of a Gold's Gym actually looks like a barren wasteland. And then January hits and it looks like the bus stop to Total Recall. So I can understand that feeling of things being fresh and new and being able to make those changes that you didn't feel comfortable enough to make during the middle of the year. But honestly, the only way for you to truly be successful is to consistently make change. Not just today, tomorrow, next year, 10 years down the road, but consistently and constantly making change. A body at rest stays at rest. An idea in a notebook remains an idea in a notebook. A quirky conversation of an idea for a movie or a book remains that same conversation until somebody does something with it. Ideas are fun and they're great. But the most successful people are not the ones who necessarily come up with ideas constantly, but the ones who actually put those ideas into action. It was about this time last year that I had that light bulb aha moment that kind of changed my point of view on what I was doing as far as sitting around watching TV, not really accomplishing much of anything. And it started this journey on YouTube and making videos and coming up with ideas and writing things down and actually contributing to what I consider entertainment. And the most rewarding thing now is that I can look back on all of the videos that I've created that are sitting here on this YouTube channel and on my other channel, and the music that I've created with my band, and I can say honestly that I'm proud of what I have. So yes, I think it's dumb to make resolutions, but that doesn't mean that I think change is a bad thing. Quite the opposite. I think change is necessary in every aspect of your life. Don't sell yourself short, but don't make unrealistic goals. And if you're gonna change something, it has to be for you. Change is difficult, but the funny thing about change is nothing's permanent. So when you think you got a grip on things, you can change it up. So let's change it up. You've got a lot more time on your hands than you think you do.